You're the show that I put on when I'm at work.
Oh, wow.
You know, you're one of the shows
Thank
that
you.
I listen to.
Thank you so much.
And you always have good, I like the mixture.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's serious. Sometimes you're teaching us.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's hilarious.
Hello and welcome to the Ross Clown Podcast. I'm your host, Chris Ross. And this platform was created to motivate and to inspire in hopes that you will become a better you. I'd like to give a shout out to everybody that's listening all over the world. Thank you guys for tuning in to the Ross Cloud Podcast as we navigate through the clouds of life, empowering one another. Listen, we have a very, very special guest here on today. I'm super excited to have her on. She's a comedian, actor, artist extraordinaire. Do you do poetry?
Yes.
Oh, poet. Let me go ahead and add that in there too. We have Miss Carla Simpson in here. What's happening, Carla?
Listen, I am fangirling right now. I am fangirling. Honey, this is North in here. This is, look, y'all, this is super deluxe.
Watch out.
I like this. It's
Thank you.
nice. The core. This is very.
Thank you so much. Very warm.
Chill. Yeah, I like it.
Yes,
I
sir.
love it. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, Carla. Listen, you had me on your show, so I had to have you on to have this conversation with you. I think we tend not to value our other artists and those that are in our artist community, artist world. And I pride myself on making sure that here at Ross Cloud, we tell your story, give you a voice, even though you have one, give you even more of a voice to kind of talk about, artistry, talk about life a little bit, talk about some of the things that you're doing, good, the bad, the ugly, whatever you care to share, that's going to help people navigate through these clouds of life. Because clouds can be up, they can be down, they can be cloudy, they can be clear, pretty, white, and fluffy. They can even ride down low. But the one thing they never do is they never hit the ground. And even if they hit the ground, they still hovering over the ground, So I know you can say something today that can help some people become better through your story, through your testimony. So let's go ahead and get into it. Carla, where you from?
Well, I live in Winston-Salem, North Kakalaki.
Trey-fo.
I am.
I love it.
Yes,
I love it.
I have been there longer than I have been anywhere else at this current point in my life.
Understood.
I was actually born in Greensboro.
Were you really?
But, child, I stayed here when I went to A&T as well.
Okay, Aggie Pride.
Aggie Pride.
Worldwide.
Yes, but I represent the Trey. You know
Exactly.
what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. Absolutely. I'm from the Trey also.
Yes.
So I love it. I love it. I love to see people from the hometown that's doing some great things, and we celebrate you. So I'm excited about it. So let's start from the beginning. Have you always been an artist? Has it always been in your DNA to be an artist like you are?
Oh, yeah. I mean, in my head, yeah. We were just talking about that the other day, how I used to put together concerts and plays and stuff in my big mama's kitchen.
Love it.
Have my cousin and them doing stuff. And, I like to entertain people. I mean, my father was a musician.
Oh, gotcha.
And my mom was a church musician. So
Gotcha.
I guess I kind of got it on.
Yeah. Do you sing, Carla? Do you sing also? Did you sing?
I cannot. I can carry a tune when
carry a
asked
tune,
to
right.
do so, yeah.
Yes. I love it. What are some of the things that you're most proud of? We have to talk about you being a mother, too. So how has motherhood groomed and shaped you to be the person that you are today before we get into your artistry?
Well, first and foremost, I had to grow up.
Fast, right?
You hear me?
Yeah.
And I literally grew up with my kids, to be honest.
Okay, understood.
A lot of people don't admit to that, but when I first had a baby, honey, I just be looking at the baby, and the baby be looking at me. I said, "Baby, what are we doing? What is we doing?"
Right.
But I figured it out real quick. I raised two that weren't my own. My ex-husband had
Okay.
When I met him, his kids were 2 and 3.
Okay.
And then we had 2 together.
Understood.
So I raised 4 children and a husband. That's what I tell people.
Yeah.
Now, we divorced now, but
Sure.
we still the best of friends. We still good friends.
Yeah.
We got these grandchildren and got all this stuff.
Yeah.
So, being a mother has taught me to be patient. That you definitely cannot treat everyone the same way.
No, you can't.
Because all your kids have different personalities, and what works for kid A does not work for kid C.
Yes.
Children teach you that your heart can live outside your body. I always hear people say, wait, when it comes to your kids, and even more so with me being a grandma. Now, baby, them children, I don't care. They would tell you, don't.
Yes.
Don't mess with, especially my pinkalicious. Don't you do it. So, yeah, it's just being a mother teaches you to love in a way that you never
thought you could. Huh?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Outside of the traditional way that we say we love.
Yeah.
Literally unconditional on 1,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're seeing them grow up. You know they're going to make mistakes. They do stuff now as kids, and you just be looking at them like, and then you have to take a step back and say, well, I'm just looking at me all over again. Let me see how I can navigate this. And but you seem to be doing a good job.
They all made it.
They all made it.
They still here.
That's right.
So,
That's right. Where do you find peace and solace for yourself, Carla?
Well, I like to call my house the cat cave because I be in there and I don't like cats, but
Yeah.
my house is my space.
Peace.
Like, I'm in my house and I'm chilling on purpose.
Yeah.
And it's a safe space for me.
Yeah.
Anywhere where artistry is going forth is a safe space for me.
I love that.
I like to see people doing their thing.
Yes.
It gives me a peace.
Yes.
And a joy.
Yes.
To see people like to see you, brother. You right. And look, and here is Cam. And look at the cameraman over there. Listen, this is high class. And see, this gives me peace because, I know there's a story behind all of this.
Yeah, it is.
Every artist has a story.
Yes.
When you see them whenever they are, wherever they are, there's a lot that came with them getting to that point where you see them, right?
That's right.
And I think a lot of artists, as I see them progress, it makes me happy. I love clapping for other people.
I love that. And, I believe that's how you get your blessings, too.
Amen.
I'm going to celebrate you while you're going up. And if you get there before me, I'm going to celebrate and cheer you on even more so. Because it's your season to thrive. It's your season to be there. So that's beautiful. I love that about you. I wanted to hear you say that, and, for the folks to get to know Carla. I know a lot of folks know you, but, we want to continue to let people get to know you as the artist. What were some of the challenges that you face in motherhood? I want to piggyback. What are some of the challenges that you think you faced as you were discovering your artistry too, while being a mother?
Well,
we can talk about that piece too.
Well, I will say that
and you don't have to tell it all.
No, I'm just trying to think of how to word this because my children are all, especially I got one that act just like me to the 10th hour. And then I got one child that's very quiet and who was very introverted. Yeah. I had 2 like that, actually.
Okay, gotcha.
And then, of course, the baby is always the thunder and lightning baby.
That's right.
And I had to learn how to work. I always work. I've been in corporate America for 30 years.
Wow. And you survived.
I just had a career change in February, but it's still, working for someone else.
I got you.
But when I first started first I was doing poetry. And then poetry turned into comedy. And then comedy turned into acting.
Gotcha.
And when I first started doing my thing, I was still married with 4 children. I was working 2 and 3 jobs. And I was trying to navigate going to being a Girl Scout mom. I was the troop leader.
Yes.
I was running the school every time they had something. My kids were cheerleaders. I was all over the place.
Sure.
And so being a poet and being a comedian was my outlet.
Well, let me ask you this. You probably had some of the best writing material ever, too, though, because of, motherhood and navigating through that, because that comes with a whole lot of nuances, relationships, and dealing with other family members. Like, you got, like, a whole plethora of material, I'm sure.
Going through separation and divorce.
That's a whole nother thing,
It was crazy because the public literally saw it play out.
Yeah.
Like I got laid off from my job of 14 years.
Wow.
And I was riding the city bus.
Yeah.
And I would be on the city bus smoking cigarettes on the corner. I'm going to stop smoking cigarettes and I'm going to get a car. And all this stuff. And people say, girl, we would just live to see you out there on that bus stop or on the bus.
Yeah.
And you encouraged us because you didn't let it stop you.
No, you didn't.
And I just don't have it in me to quit.
Yeah.
And I always want to encourage people who don't have it to know that you do have it.
You really do. Yeah. It's in there.
Just keep going.
It's going to be tough. I mean,
yeah.
But you continue to work hard, it'll pay off in the long run.
Eventually.
May not feel good. While you're going through the process.
I am not rich. I tell people I have a regular job.
Yes.
And regular bills. And I ain't got no sugar daddy. I don't even got a honey daddy or a Splenda daddy. So what's wrong with?
Oh Lord! Oh God, Carla! Now that's a Splenda daddy.
A Splenda daddy.
What the hell is he gonna do? How sweet is that?
He's sweet, but he ain't. He won't tear your hair up.
Oh
like
God! That's a new one. Splenda daddy.
A Splenda daddy. He a fake sweet daddy.
Oh, he a fake one.
He a fake sugar daddy. You don't really want no sugar. That's what I call a Splenda daddy.
Oh Lord, I love that. A Splenda daddy.
Yeah.
God Almighty, that's crazy. A Splenda daddy, y'all. No, that's great. That's awesome. See, she's delivering material right now while we having this conversation. I love it. I love it. And you know what else I love about you, Carla, is the essence of staying true to the sisterhood, to being Afrocentric, to loving us, and not only that, loving yourself.
Yes.
Because it's evident that you love yourself. If you would, could you take some time to, because we just had a young lady on yesterday. I called her a black Barbie doll. She's dark skinned. So I'm tell you the same thing. Oh. You're a black Barbie doll. Oh. You know? You know what, sister? And I want you to speak, if you would. Could you speak to the importance of us telling our dark-skinned sisters and brothers, hey, king, queen, you beautiful, you're handsome. Don't never let nobody tell you that you look bad or that you're an outcast. Because I know colorism exists in our community. It does. And it's existed for years. I've been called every black you can think of. Girl. You can laugh about it now, though, as you get older.
I used to have a Jerry curl.
Oh, no, you didn't, Carla.
Oh, baby. I had a Jerry curl because I seen Turbo in Breaking, and I said,
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
and my mama let me get a little Jerry curl, and baby, I was walking around here looking like Turbo Jr. But my daddy, my father taught me at a very young age, before he, went away.
Yes.
That your black is beautiful.
Yes,
and it doesn't matter. And another thing is, black is black. Whether it's light skin, dark skin, because we get caught up in that.
We do.
Oh, excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
But black is black.
Yes.
I always taught my daughters, because I got a chocolate one like me and I got a little high yellow one. And people be like, who baby is that? And I be like,
it's mine.
Child.
Ain't that the beauty of black?
And ain't it wonderful?
Ain't it wonderful?
And but I've always, especially now that I've gotten older, Baby, one day I was just looking at myself. I said, okay. I said, girl, this melanin and did you all right.
Yes,
you
sir.
know?
Yes, sir.
And
Yes, sir.
I'm seeing some of these people that I was,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
who was making my life a living hell, picking on me
Yeah.
when I was young. And I see them now, baby,
Yeah.
and they black done cracked all the way.
It ain't no more good, is it?
But I'm here to tell you, I'm 50. I ain't ashamed to say I'm
Lord.
50.
Yes.
And baby, I don't look like what I've
you've
been through. Hallelujah.
That's
so
right.
I'm
That's
good.
right. Yeah. Yeah. I thank you for,
Yeah.
I like to celebrate that, because I know we've gotten better as a community. Don't get me wrong. I know we've gotten better, but I always feel like we can always do better. We can always continue to celebrate each other, our differences, the love that we have for each other. I think for me, that's like the most valuable thing that I would like to give to the world is that we value you.
Yes.
You're valuable. You're beautiful.
Yes.
We love your chocolate skin. We love all of our sisters and brothers. We come with an array of colors too, which makes us so beautiful.
But I'm going to be honest.
So,
Can I be honest, America?
please, sister, please.
I just had this conversation last week because somebody was like, well, I ain't never seen you with no dark-skinned dude. And I was like, because dark-skinned dudes don't seem to like me. And I don't know if it's because we in the South or, because I notice when I go up north, the brothers be on me, all the brothers.
All the brothers.
But in the South, I will say it's our lighter skinned complexion brothers.
Really?
Who chase me. Oh, and white men love me. But I got to have my melanin.
Yes,
I got to have my melanin. And I have to tell people, I say, it's not that I'm prejudiced or anything like that. It's my preference. I love, let me say, America, I love. I love them, honey. I like them from light skin to street black, baby. Bring it on. I like them. I like a black
right.
man.
That's right.
Yes,
I've dated. I'm the same way.
Yeah.
I never discriminated coming up. You know what I'm saying? So I feel you. I feel you on that. So thank you for sharing that too, though.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that. Carla, you are such an interesting individual too, because there's so many layers to you. She throwing them eyes up. There's so many layers to you though, but I like to see, it was good to see that other side of you, especially when we talked about your children and the love for your children and your grandchildren.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you lit up like the sun, so it was it's beautiful. That's why I like having these conversations. So comedy, how did you find yourself in comedy? So was it poetry? Did poetry lead you to comedy?
I've been writing poems and stuff all
for a
my
long
life.
time.
And then I would jump out here. I would sneak. Let me tell you, I would sneak. Because I told you I had a husband and 4 children.
Gotcha.
Baby, I would sneak off and go do these little poetry slams and stuff.
Oh.
And my ex-husband ain't know nothing about it until one day.
He said, where you going?
And no, somebody was like, hey, you the poet. And he was like, what poet?
When you do that?
Huh? And
Yeah.
I was like, I got to get away from y'all.
Yeah.
So we had went to Alexander Devereaux's one night.
Oh, I remember that. Yes.
And we had went for a girls' night, me and my friends, and we thought it was a poetry night. We got up there and they were doing comedy.
So it was an open
comedy.
mic.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And Amos Quick was in there, and I know Amos.
Yeah.
And so
Legendary.
they were like, Carla, I was on my second green apple martini. And my friend said, Carla, you should get up there because you are hilarious.
Wow.
And I said, I ain't fit to get up there and food with no people. And then that man said $100 prize.
And you went up there.
I jumped up on that stage so fast, baby. I went and feel that. And you know what? I was like, I get to tell people my problems. And I was really like, because I call my kids the Thunder Kittens.
Yeah.
And I was always the Thundercat.
Makes for great material, though.
It did, because at the time, it was just like my son was going through puberty.
Yeah.
It was crazy. I was like, he was the only boy.
Yes.
I had 3 girls. I had the boy and then his daddy. And my job. and I used to, y'all ain't gonna believe it, but I used to teach Sunday school.
Did you
For
really?
years and years. Like, I love the Lord. Me and God is like this.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, I go to Bedside Baptist now most of the time. But
I do too.
Shout out to Phillips Chapel. Y'all know y'all my peoples over there in Pine Grove, because I got a lot of
I love it.
my training over there. I did prison ministry for almost 20 years. I did.
Oh, I love that.
I taught the ladies Bible study.
Yeah.
I did Sunday worship with the prisoners.
Yeah.
Because my grandma always say, baby, it could always could have been you.
That's right.
And I always think about that. I always think about, my friends, my kids' friends.
Sure.
I was always the mama who had other people's children in her house.
Yeah.
Especially if I know a child won't eat. Lord, I can't.
You can't hardly
Something
take
in
it.
my spirit just it don't make no sense to me that the child is not getting love and the child is not getting fed. It just tear my soul up.
Yeah.
And my grandma used to take people in, and I think back on it, like my big daddy never objected to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like we could at any time come in the house and it'll be somebody sitting on the couch. What's that?
Let that
Somebody
baby
big
eat.
mama feeding, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just in me.
Yeah.
I'm a nurturer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. So let me ask you this: were you able to find material out of being a Sunday school teacher?
Oh, absolutely.
Out of seeing your grandparents, Big Mama and Big Daddy feed folks, were you able to find material and apply that to the stage?
And just them being... What people don't tell you is my grandparents were married right at 50 years.
Oh, wow. Beautiful.
But
Beautiful.
baby, they didn't tell you
The story.
what them people was going through over there. Because being married is something.
Yes.
I know
Work.
I did it.
It's work.
And it's work.
Yeah, it's a lot of it. Yeah.
And then when you just got, my grandma was real feisty. She was 4'9". She was little. My granddaddy, he was like 6'3", 6'4".
Yeah.
Big dude. And baby, they used to get into it
Yes,
sometimes. And
yes.
we'll just be there spectating, like a tennis match.
Yeah.
And you'll be like, this is what real love is. Yeah. Sometimes, I knew at an early age that you could be in love with somebody and yell and scream.
Oh, yes. Yes.
But he always made sure she was straight. Her children never went without anything.
Yeah.
We never went without anything.
Yes.
That black love factor. I grew up. My aunt and uncle just had their 50th wedding anniversary.
Did
Like
they
I
really?
grew up in a family full of long marriages. So here I am, single at 50, but I like it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I like being single. And a lot of women don't. I think a lot of women who have never been married are pressed about being married.
Sure.
But I've done it.
Yes.
And nothing against marriage. I think it's wonderful.
Sure.
But I think marriage is not the be all, the end all, more so than having somebody you can trust and who brings you peace. And you could be married to somebody and be going through a living hell.
True.
Because guess how I know?
Yeah.
Or
Been
you
there.
could be by yourself.
Or you can be by yourself.
And when you want a little company,
Not
you
a
have
little company.
and you sit on
So let me take you back, Carla, because I got to keep you in the pocket, sister. Good God Almighty, Lord have mercy, Carla. So how did the people respond to your darn comedy, and did you win?
Oh, I won.
There it is.
I took the money. You hear me?
I love it. Did you use any of that material on stage?
I talked about my son and his daddy.
Yes.
Because at the time, that's what I had been going through.
I love you, Carla. I love you.
What? And
Go ahead.
just, I think I still remember that routine, but I was telling them about how having a teenage boy in your house.
That's different, ain't it? That's different, ain't it?
And how funky teenage boys are.
Well, yes.
And you don't realize, because you used to him being your baby.
Oh, no, sir.
And those things. And then
they grow up.
They start doing stuff, and then little girls start calling your house in the middle of the night. Wait a minute, because this one doing cell phone time.
Yeah, this one doing cell phone time.
And you had to tell these little girls, hey, don't call here after 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
Little girl. And I was just going through all the little things with him.
Lord, yeah.
And I said, somebody come get him. And,
I love it. I love it.
But we made it. That was really my very first routine. And I would tell people wine is my medication.
You know, next time you come back, because I'm going to have you come back again, we're going to make sure we have you some wine, okay? We're going to make sure we have you some wine next time. We was able to set this up pretty, real quick, last minute, so I didn't have time to really show you some love.
Oh, no,
but I ain't forgot. But I ain't forgot. I got you.
And the AC working.
Yeah. I'm not messing with you.
It ain't hot in here.
We ain't doing that.
Hey, nah, I'm good. Insider. Okay.
Insider, okay.
But
yeah, I love it. I love it. You won your comedy show, and then you knew right then and there. That's it.
I started looking into it. So what happened was Amos slid up to me.
No, he didn't.
He said, hey, you're funny. And I was like, thank you. All the things. But he was like, hey, won't you roll with me to an event? I got an event coming up. Give me your number. I want you to roll with me. And I want to show you some stuff.
Oh, I love that.
So Amos picked me up.
That's a blessing, man.
Now he a preacher and a counselor now.
Yeah.
Back then, Amos Quick was still doing BET comedy and all the things.
Right.
He had me open up for, I'll never forget, now her name is Small Fire, but this is before she went all the way Christian comedy.
Oh, yeah, I remember her.
Small Fry.
Yeah.
And we were at the Shriners Club,
She's
baby.
hilarious.
And it was bring your own bag back.
Yes, sir.
And it was just, I was like,
this it.
This is it for me.
Yes.
And I would write out, I'll be at work writing out my routine stuff. I'm going to use my routine because believe it or not, comedians, because people like to not to pay us, we come up with material. We don't just jump on stage and come up with stuff off the top of our head.
Yeah, you're right.
Well, some people do.
Some people do.
I mean, now we could always be impromptu.
Sure.
Now, what did we call it back in the day? Rag. We can rag. I can rag on you real good.
And keep going,
I can Jones on you real bad.
Right.
But I don't usually pick on people.
Okay, that
unless it's called for.
Unless it's called for.
Get your nerves together.
Yes, sir.
Because I come for you real quick. But I just like to talk about this funny thing called life. And if you don't laugh, you'll cry.
Yeah.
Right?
That's right.
You might as well laugh.
You might as well laugh. So with comedy, did you find yourself easing? Did it make it easy to make that transition to theater to film?
Yeah, now
or was it backwards? Or was it film theater? Or was it theater film?
Well, when I went to the illustrious North Carolina Agricultural and Technical State University.
Come on, yes.
I was a mass comm major, radio broadcasting. I can get my radio voice. But I minored in French, but then I decided I wanted to do speech and theater art.
Okay, understood.
And of course, I dropped out of school and started having my family and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So acting has always been something that's in me. It's just something I've always wanted to do.
Yeah.
And Brandon Bias presented me with the opportunity when he started being our cameraman for Carlos Massey, Calvin Boyd, and myself, because they were doing comedy things at High Point. Remember when they started in the small room, not the big room.
Not the big room, right.
And they brought me in as the female on their crew. And I was going out there doing comedy with them.
Yeah.
Then I met James Lyons.
Yeah.
And then we became like this group, this family of comedians.
Absolutely.
And Brandon was watching us, and he was like,
wow.
This is a TV show. He started,
Yes.
And we started. I started filming, and Carlos even wrote a play.
Yes.
And I played the award. I don't know. Every time I said the award-winning, Gloria Jones.
Come on.
I was the first lady you ain't never walked.
I love it.
I was something else.
Yes,
and I
love
that role because she was not me, but she was me.
She was you. Yeah.
Because when you're young, you do stupid stuff.
Yeah. You do.
And you end up paying for it years later.
Years later, it comes back.
You think you got away with something.
Nah, it come back to bite you in the butt now.
I always tell people, unless God is in a good mood, you going to get your karma or whatever you want to call it.
Yes,
it's coming.
yes, it's coming.
And it
it's
might
coming.
come in your kids. That's the only thing.
That's where it comes.
That's what people don't warn you about.
Yeah.
It might not get you directly.
But it's coming. It's coming.
So acting allows me to be all these people I have in my
Yeah. And it's fun to act them all out.
I love it.
Yeah. You do a great job. Carla, to see everything that you're doing, it's amazing how you sit back, and we kind of talked about it a little bit, how you're able to bring so much balance to your life, but not only that, peace, because I've seen a lot of your posts that you put up, and when I first started following you, those were some of the things that I looked at, because I wanted to have you on then about a while ago, but timing is everything.
Right.
So you were outside, and you were just, I think you were referring to peace at the moment. You were outside, and you had it outside while you were sitting there, and I could see it then. I was like, oh, that's her piece.
Yeah, that's my thing. My backyard
right there,
is my
backyard.
oasis.
Yeah.
And I tell people that I just go back there and I talk to God. I talk to my ancestors.
Yeah.
I talk to myself.
Oh, yeah.
And you have to have something that gives you peace.
I was going to say that. Talk about the importance of, after everything that you find.
I'm sorry.
Talk about the importance of taking time, that me time. Talk about the importance of me time, not just from the perspective of being an artist, but you do need it. But period. Could you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I mean, I've battled depression all my life. And a lot of people don't know it, but a lot of people do know it.
Yeah.
And it's funny, I think most comedians are depressed people. Or they go through depression. And I have, and I tell people, I have battled depression and I won. Because you have to make a conscious decision.
Yeah.
That you are first before your kids, before your husband, your wife, your all that. Because the reality is, if you are breaking down and you can't even formulate a thought process, how are you going to do anything? Because a lot of us are on autopilot.
Absolutely.
We got to stop being on autopilot.
Yes, so true.
And I had to take the time, and I didn't know it at the time.
Yeah.
But when I first got separated, got divorced, my kids went to college, left the house, all the things, came back with the baby. All these things were showing me how important I am to me.
Yes.
I am important. I am my own lover. I tell people that, baby, I can love on me better than anybody. So if any man want to interrupt my peace, you bet not. Because I'm very adamant about my peace.
Yes.
And you should be too. That's what I want to stress to people. You should be too.
You should be too.
And people say, Carla, that's so mean. Sometimes my child will call me and I look at the phone and I won't answer.
Yeah.
You know why? Yeah. Because if I'm having a peaceful moment, I don't know what's on the other side of that phone.
Absolutely.
And I could just have a feel and say, I don't want that.
Yeah.
I'm not answering it. That goes for jobs. They go for anything. Church. At one time, I was at that church so much. So much that I was neglecting my husband at the house. You can't do that.
Nah,
I tell people that all the time. You can't do that. If you got a man that don't go to church, he ain't in the church or all that, that's still your man.
That's right.
And sometimes you got to tell them people down there to the tabernacle, listen, I'm going to see y'all at the tabernacle. I'm going to see y'all here the next time. You got to make time to make memories. That's my thing. I believe in memories. My kids, when they grew up, they went here, they went there. We went on a cruise for Christmas. I mean,
that.
Making memories are what's important for when you're not here.
Yeah.
So your people can remember you and all the things y'all did together, the fun stuff, right?
Yeah. Thank you for sharing that, Carla.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I thank you for sharing that. I want to even keep talking. I thank you for sharing that. That's like the most important thing to me, taking care of your mental health. That's so important to me as well. So listen, if you guys are struggling with that, you can go and check out that number 988. It's a suicide hotline. Watch 24 hours a day, Spanish and English. 988 is that hotline. There is help for you. So thank you for sharing that and taking that time
good
out.
that you as a black man.
Yes.
Because a lot of brothers are scared of facing their demons and don't want to go to therapy. But I'm telling you,
better go.
It's the best thing, y'all. Do it.
Oh, I believe in it.
Me too.
Sometimes you got to talk it out.
Yeah, with a neutral party.
With a neutral party, that's right. I don't need nobody I need somebody just to sit down and listen to what I have to say.
Yeah.
And you need to talk it out, because the last thing we want is for you to no longer be here. Yeah. And we never get the opportunity to see what you could have been, what God could have shown us this beautiful individual could have been, So,
yes.
Yeah, so make sure you guys hit that number. If you're struggling with suicide or you just need somebody to talk to, 988 is that number, 24 hours a day, in Spanish and in English and in Spanish, all right? So, Carla, let's keep the conversation going, because, you're working on this project with Carlos, who I'm a huge fan of as well. He's from Winston-Salem. Yeah, I'm super proud of that brother.
Me too.
You guys were talking about comedy. I'm going to have him on, soon, too. Hopefully, I got to just connect the dots.
Yeah.
We already talked about it at the Carolina Theater.
Yeah,
so,
okay.
Yeah, so we just got to make it happen,
Yes.
But let's talk about the project that he's worked on. He has put together.
Yeah.
And I think, what's his, Matthew?
The Matthews Way.
The Matthews Way.
Yeah.
Which, when I saw it, the first thing I thought about was Family Matters. I thought about all of those black sitcoms and how important that's going to be for the culture.
It is.
For the people. I'm so glad that he's taken it by force to, and you guys are doing. I'm very familiar with Tanya and her work.
Yes.
I've worked with Tanya.
Oh my God,
phenomenal actor.
Yes.
Yeah, and then, of course, Carlos, and then the gentleman, too. I think I've seen him in a play.
Gerald.
Yes.
He was in Her Story Is Truth with us.
Yes. So
yeah.
I'm familiar with all of the actors that are a part of this. Not everyone, but just the core, you guys. I'm very familiar with you all's work. So,
and Miss Taranza Grace, who is...
Okay.
That's my sis.
Right
I call
on.
my spirit animal because we act alike. It's funny.
But could you talk a little bit about it? Are you allowed to talk?
Yeah,
okay.
I can talk
Can
about
you talk
it.
a little bit about the project?
The Matthews Way is definitely a show that's going to make history, because it's about successful black people.
I love it.
And we're siblings.
Yes.
And, every family has their stuff, which will come out, of course, in the show. But the core of the show is we love each other. We're siblings. I'm very close with my sister-in-laws.
Yes.
I play Carlos and Gerald's sister.
Yes.
And then we have another sister, actress Javetta Bryant.
Yeah.
Who will come in a little later.
Yeah, I saw a couple of clips.
Yeah.
Real good. I'm going to check it out. Mm-hmm.
And I'm the sister.
Yes.
You got the single sister, and brothers don't. And that's how they are in real life with me too. They be like, who is that?
Right on.
That's
and
you be like,
yeah.
First of all,
yeah.
y'all not my daddy.
Yeah.
But that show is going to touch me, because everybody knows you got the auntie who ain't married, and the older aunties want you.
Yes.
Carla, why you ain't got no man? Because I don't want one.
Right.
God ain't sent me one. And,
right.
And you got the husband and wife who go to church. They're the examples for the family.
Sure.
You got the ones who are raising their kids.
Yes.
And trying to do that work-life family balance.
Yeah.
And so it's all of it's Black America.
Yes.
We are
Yes.
We are. That show is definitely going to show y'all
Yeah.
we're a little bit of everything.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm super excited about that for you
too.
all. Super excited for Carlos and this venture that he has.
It's amazing. Yeah.
It's beautiful to watch. I saw a few things that he's been doing for some time now, really. He ain't new to this. He true to it.
Right.
He true to it.
Right.
So it's beautiful to watch. And when I knew when you came on, I was like, I got to talk about the Matthews way. I got to bring that
fun.
up. Yeah.
It's fun.
Did you have a lot of fun?
Yeah.
I'm sure you did. I can imagine.
I love it.
Did you guys have some outtakes at all?
Oh, yeah.
I can't wait to see those because I'm sure Carlos is going to put them together. You guys are going to put those together.
Definitely.
Yeah, comedians on deck too.
Oh, it's a trip. It's a trip. And Taranza is getting ready to make her comedic debut.
Is she really?
In a few weeks. And she, if you know her, if you follow her,
Yeah.
you like, she should have been a comedian.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I'm just, Latanya's a comedian.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we really are. It's just a set full of jokesters.
Yeah.
And poor Saeed, he in the background trying to film us and not laugh, just like this cameraman over here, because we just cut up.
Yeah.
We just cut up because that's how we are.
That's
our
right.
nature.
That's right.
But it makes for a good time.
Yeah.
And it's good to be able to work with people who you really have a relationship with.
Yeah, you can trust each other.
Yeah.
Like he knows you're gonna nail this part.
Yeah.
What is your creative process like, Carla? What do you do to create your character? What is your process like for you as you're preparing for a character or for a role?
It depends. If it's something heavy, then I research that person. Like do you know Mary Carlton?
I don't know. I might know faces.
I did a play for her years ago called Front Pew Abuse. She wrote a book. She was a former first lady.
Wow.
Who her husband was one of them preachers.
Okay.
And she was abused and cheated on and all the things. And
Sure.
child, listen.
Yeah.
I was like, can I play this woman? But I had to. And I really started, I read her book. And I started, I know women who've gone through domestic violence personally, firsthand.
Yes.
And the things, and I started, talking to them, asking, well, how did you react when such and such was doing so and so, and I started digesting that stuff.
Sure.
So when it was time, I literally became her, and that's how I do it. Yeah. I watch.
Yes.
I watch. I research. And then I go. Then I give my spin on it, and that's how I get into my acting roles.
I love
whatever it may be.
Sure. Yeah, I love it. You actually tap into that role, that character. So you actually felt that pain. Yeah. Was it hard to come out of those characters? Was it difficult for you?
So I think one of the hardest roles I ever had to play was one that kind of stuck with me and made me lose some sleep. Was
Did it really?
I played the mother of a daughter who was being molested by her husband and her father, her child's father, her husband. And for years I act like, because we know people like nothing was going on.
Yeah.
And then my daughter killed my husband and her father. And the dialogue that went back and forth between us, the emotional pull, the way I had to come on stage and like give this gut wrenching, and be mean to my daughter because really, I blame her.
Yeah.
I would never in life, but
sure.
this woman,
yeah,
and I was an African woman, and you have to factor in African culture is different from American culture.
Yes,
and
it is.
I went home and would cry. I would literally cry.
Wow.
I would think about women who went through that stuff. I talked to my grandma. My grandma, not my big mom, my dad's mom. Mm-hmm. She went through a lot.
Sure.
Domestic violence wise. And she would tell me stories, and it kind of made me lose sleep to know that somebody used to beat on my grandma.
Yeah.
And things of that nature. Yeah. But I would take those feelings and kind of pin them up on the inside and save them.
Yeah.
For when it was go time.
When it was time. Yeah.
But it was hard.
I'm sure.
To cut that lady loose because I wanted to like choke that lady. But I was the lady.
But you was the lady.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I can understand how when people play serial killers and things of that nature and they say, hey, I have to just be away from people for like a week after I do this project.
Yes.
I really understand that.
Mm-hmm. Channeling that energy can be something.
It's crazy.
Yeah. You literally have to. So I can understand going through therapy or, again, staying away for a little while till you grasp hold to it and get it together. And it can be difficult to. I've actually seen people stay in character, which can be scary. Whether even if it's a funny character, there are people that stay in character 24/7. I don't know how to do it. But.
I've done now. When I did Bloodline of the Jewel, I play. Well, I always play a person with an accent because I'm good at copying accents.
Sure.
So the week that we filmed,
you stayed there.
I had an African accent for a week, and it took me a few days after we stopped to stop
pull
talking
out.
like that.
Well, see, I can understand that.
Yeah.
I think that's important, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's important that you do that. You practice that the whole week. I was looking at something with Denzel Washington was, I think it was T.I. I think T.I. was talking about
that movie they did.
That movie they did together. And he was like, man, did I do bad? He not talking to me. Or was it Denzel or was it somebody else? But at any rate, it was one of those scenes where I think Denzel didn't like the guy. So it might have not been T.I. But anyway, everybody was trying to the actor, the young actor that was working with Denzel was trying to figure out, why isn't he talking to me? But his character didn't like him.
Right.
So I'm not going to talk to you.
Exactly. And I'm in character.
So you in character.
A lot of time before I do a show, especially theater.
Oh, yes.
I turn my phone off.
You have to.
And I tell my people I'm going off the grid.
Yeah.
Because I got to
channel this, man. Yeah, I got to be there.
And y'all got to understand, if y'all have an emergency, call my sister.
Yeah.
Call my mama. Call somebody.
Yeah, that's so true. I remember playing, this is totally not about me, but we talking about it. I remember playing the character, the father in Daddy's Boys. And I remember KP, who played my brother. I remember we spent a lot of time together. I would go to his house and chill out, relax, kick back, have a normal relationship with him. But believe it or not, we still talk today. Like, that's we're still wonderful. Close today because of the play.
Yeah.
But it brought us even closer together. Even now, we still talk on the phone. To your point, you're playing a character, but you end up actually building relationships with people that are long lasting.
Yeah.
And that's one that's still long lasting to this day. He played my brother, but he's really my brother outside of, we still talk and laugh periodically. He just called me not too long ago. Yeah. So to your point, you're absolutely right. Sometimes you do end up, what you thought was a character end up being actually a life friend. Forever,
That's definitely what has happened with me, with a lot of the people that I've done comedy with, acted with.
Those long-lasting relationships,
And I'm grateful.
Yeah, you're very, very grateful for it. Carla, this right here has been just a great conversation. I love the fact that you are who you are. I love that. I wasn't going to try to even take you remotely away from who you are, ma'am. I wanted this to be as authentic.
Looking at the wild, I know that was like this woman.
Oh, I was not going to take you away, sister, from who you were. I wanted you to come in and absolutely be you, and you didn't disappoint. You never do. Thank you. I'm so appreciative for you coming in and being authentically you.
Thank you.
Because everybody will know when they see this interview that Carla ain't talking about that. He finna have a whole conversation with Carla.
Yes. You know me, listen,
Carla,
my brain just be like, here.
It didn't bother me at all. That's okay, though. That's okay. How it is. Yes. And before we close, let's talk a little bit about your podcast and everything that you're doing on the podcast. Shout out to Terry, right?
Troy.
Lord.
Yeah.
Tell Troy I'm sorry. I called him Troy. And I got to get with Troy, too. I have
producer.
Yes, I have not got with him yet, but I'm going to get with him. Just been kind of busy on this side.
He's amazing.
Yeah, he is. He's a great individual. I love it.
I just, and once again, Carlos got me into that because
I love it.
He had a show on Blast. Blast Music 247, shout out.
Come on,
and,
man. Doing some great
Crazy
things.
Carla's Concoctions, I did a guest appearance, and it turned to me.
And it turned out being
having my own show.
I love it.
And
you do a great job of it too, by the way.
And I told them, I said, well, listen, if I do a show with y'all, I got to be drinking wine and alcohol. And they was like, we with it.
Yes.
And so as you can see, y'all can buy wine glasses from me. You can buy coffee mugs.
Come on, plug it.
T-shirts.
plug it. Plug it.
Because I'm a grown woman.
Yes.
And I like to have a good glass of wine.
Yes, nothing wrong with that.
And I like a good glass of coffee because I have coffee mugs. I'm a coffee and a wine, daytime, nighttime, daytime. Yes, whatever you feel.
Whatever you feel. That's right.
And so I think the most interesting conversations go forth over libations. Even if you don't drink alcohol or coffee.
You can pull it out.
There's something about sitting down and drinking and talking with someone. But it really get real when you got a little Snoop Dogg. Merlot rosé.
Yes, all right.
And I can show y'all episodes where one time, y'all, I didn't eat before a show. I had been rushing.
Oh, no. You got sick, Carla.
We did a pit. No, I didn't get sick.
Thank God.
But baby, by the end of that show, I was like, Anna.
Oh, I know that show was good.
We had the most fun of that
show.
When I tell you, we was all hollering and cutting up.
Yes.
But sometimes you need that.
I think you do. You do need to woosah, relax, let it all hang out.
I ain't telling nobody to get drunk, but
no, not at all. I love it.
Enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, literally, you never know.
You never know,
it could
Carla.
Be your last moment.
Your last time. That's why when I came on, I said, I'm going to enjoy a little bit. I said, man, I think I'm starting to slur a little bit. I felt like I was about to start slurring.
Listen, I'm a bad influence. I'd be like, child, you something.
Oh, yes.
So
I love it.
Good.
Carla, your show is absolutely amazing. I love it. I love what you're doing over there at Blast and
thank you.
That whole movement.
Yes.
Yeah, he's doing some amazing things with us as a people.
All the podcasters. Shout out D-Ray, our music producer.
Yeah, and the music too.
Oh, yes.
The highlighting of the artists.
Yes.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I love what he has going on. It's another outlet, another platform that's pushing the culture forward.
And shout out to Elliot, our president. Y'all never see him.
Nah, you don't see him.
He's always behind the scenes, but every now and then he'll pop out. But him and Troy, they have done a phenomenal work.
Yes, they have.
We are all around the world, not just...
Nah, you guys are doing some amazing things.
And it's amazing.
It's beautiful, too.
I love it.
Yes, it's beautiful. Yeah. Hats off to you all and the whole team over there at Blast. You guys have some great things happening over there. And I watch periodically. I watch the poetry thing every now and again, Carla. Most of the time on a Thursday, I'm in here, so I miss you.
Right.
I miss you, but I'll try to go back.
On the replay.
I try to go back on the replay. But I said one day I'm going to pop up on out. Like Kendrick Lamar, I'm going to pop out on
Come on. I'm always...
And start checking you out more on live and start just popping in,
Come on.
saying what's up and really watching. I definitely watch the clips on TikTok when I watch. Those are always good too, though, So I love what you have going on. And if nobody else tells you, we're going to tell you that we're super proud of you here at the Ross Cloud Podcast.
Thank you.
Yes, you're very welcome.
Don't make me cry.
We're going to make you cry.
I'm like, thank you.
And what you mean to the culture. We value you here, and we're so proud of you, and you represent North Carolina so well.
Oh, thank you.
And you represent us too so well.
And so do you, brother.
Thank you. Thank you so
and
much.
when I said I'm fangirling, I meant that, y'all, because I was watching your show.
Yeah.
And I've been like I said, you're the show that I put on when I'm at work.
Oh wow.
You're one of the shows
Thank
that
you.
I listen to.
Thank you so much.
And you always have good. I like the mixture.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's serious. Sometimes you're teaching us.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's hilarious.
Yes.
The one with Sonny and the other lady was hysterical.
Oh yes.
I love that one. But then you had the brother from Fruit of Islam on here recently. That was good.
Yeah.
And I love the mix that you had. You had Quincy on here.
Yeah, I did. Quincy did some amazing things.
I love it. I just love the randomness of it.
Yes.
But that's who we are as a people.
That's who we are.
You can't put us in a box or pigeonhole us.
We can't.
We are literally a diaspora of things.
We are. And I think for me, that was the biggest thing, to make sure I highlight and give our people those voices, those gems, those diamonds that are here. It just so happened, right here in North Carolina. Now, we've had a few people from the Jersey area that we had come in, and what was that? Houston? Was it Houston, Texas? And through StreamYard with the help of Mix Network and everything that we're doing here at Ross Cloud, I'm grateful. God first, of course. Couldn't do it without Him. But I thank God for the collaboration and the connect that I have with Jamal. The Mix Network. Period.
Yes.
And, it's good to have a great team. Great team and work ethic. I'm probably a workaholic. I work a lot. Yeah, I'm in here. We in here a lot. A lot.
Yeah.
Between
look at him sitting over there in the corner.
He's sitting in the corner chilling. Yeah, but,
I love it.
Yeah, but we also host a few podcasts here. And we're working with we have one particular podcast that I'm working with, and absolutely unfiltered right now. I'm hosting their podcast here, so they work here out of this.
Wonderful.
Yeah, and they're young, but they're doing some great things. They're going to be awesome once they're able to push their thing out. So shout out to them and
y'all keep going, whoever you are. I don't know
absolutely,
y'all.
Yeah.
But Carla loves you.
Yeah, make sure y'all check out Absolutely Unfiltered. Young group of young ladies that have come together and they talk. They're young, so they get it in.
Child.
They get it in. They have me in here laughing.
They make me nervous. Jesus.
Yes, they have me in here laughing. And hopefully we can get some other folks that we have that I can't really talk about it right now, but we got some other folks that's going to be dropping in. That's going to be doing some great things. So we're excited about, not just what we're doing, but everybody that's taking whatever they're doing in this artist world, they're taking it and they're running with it. And it's never too late.
It's never too late.
You're never too old to do what you want to do. You're never. Young, old, get out there and enjoy life.
Do it.
And if you love it, do it.
That's what I tell people. If you love it, do it.
Yeah, do it. So, Carla, thank you so much. If you would, before we close, I'd like to give our guests an opportunity to say something, positive that could inspire or help. And you don't have to be real long. You can be long or short, whatever you want to say to help them, navigate through these clouds of life and tell the folks how they can follow you, how they can contact you if they like for some of your comedic service, but also your acting services as well. You have It's on you, sister, before we close. It's on you.
I host, I act, I do comedy, I do all of that. Okay.
Yes.
And y'all can I'm going to do that first. Y'all can reach me on Facebook at Carla Simpson, Carla with the C, Simpson like Bart, like OJ, whichever one is your pleasure. Instagram at Afro10, which is AAHFRO 101. Sorry, it's 101 now. Twitter, Afro10. And I'm just out here doing things one thing at a time, right?
That's right.
And I'm just trying not to start an OnlyFans.
No, don't do it.
I'm trying.
Don't do it, Carla, okay?
I was like, Lord, just keep me, God.
Keep her, Lord Jesus. You so crazy.
So what I would like to say, to the people is, you are worth it. You are worth it, whatever it is to you.
Yeah.
And if you will just take the time to sit with yourself, that's the problem that a lot of people have, and I used to have it. You don't know how to sit still and deal with yourself. So you're doing everything and anything except for dealing with who you are.
Yes.
And you'll never know what you're good at or not good at until you really sit down and have a talk. Like they say, have a little talk with Jesus.
Yes, sir.
Have a little talk with yourself.
Yeah.
What can you tolerate? What can you not tolerate?
Yes.
And start from there. And you'll be surprised at how things will start unfolding for you.
Yes.
That's what I'll say.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Carla.
Thank you, cameraman. Look.
Thank you again, Carla, for gracing us with your
this is
presence.
wonderful. I just want to see, honey, because I go to sleep in this chair. I'm one of the black people, but I get the comfortable chair for you. Be talking moving wood. I go to sleep.
I absolutely love it. Thank you so much for gracing us with your presence. You are truly a light and a gem that shines very, very bright in a dark world, and we thank you.
And I thank you, brother. I really do. Thank you for being just a light. Thank you for being a light, brother. Because we know as black women that there are good black men out here in this world, but I just don't think people give y'all flowers enough.
I got you.
And I love you, brother. I love you, brother. I just love all the brothers.
That's right. That's
doing what they supposed to do, because you know what? Life is hard for a brother.
Yeah, it ain't easy.
So hang in there. Just keep doing what you're doing and bringing this content to the masses. We appreciate you.
Thank you so much, Carla. Listen, you're welcome. So listen, I hope something was said to you that can help you become a better you. Listen, this is the Ross Cloud Podcast. Make it a great day and keep being great. Peace.
Today's episode of the Ross Cloud Podcast is sponsored in part by GospelStationCharts.com, where you can view gospel radio station song charts and track the promotion of your song, such as view how many stations are playing your song and how often, including what day and time your song played. Check it out now. Visit GospelStationCharts.com.